I am going to go ahead and restrain myself from saying "all right, so," because I realized every every video I've made recently begins that same way. So I'm not going to say it today. Um, just got done this morning depinning everything, and it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be once I figured out where all the little locks were. F3 plug. Reposition this. You can kind of see it's all cleaned up. A lot of the wires are gone, especially from this back portion of it. There's only, what, six-ish wires that needed to stay. So that turned out really nice. And then the ECU, I just realized as I'm like about to videotape that I'd put this cover on. So let's see if we can pop that off with one hand. Maybe. Hang on. Maybe not. All right. Well, in any case, you can see the amount of wires coming out of this thing is it's pretty minimal. Like I said, there's 37 wires. I even wrote it on the back of here so I could remember. 37 wires coming off of the ECU plug now. I did get this guy wired back up and soldered this morning. I haven't, as of right now, I haven't gotten an answer to my question whether ECU pin number 33, which is throttle position sensor signal, and it does connect over here on the F3 plug as well as the green and orange wire. I don't know if that one's used or if it's not used, but I still need to get an answer back on that one. But yeah, we've stripped it down. ECU plug, F3 plug. We've got the ECU relay, which is always important, and that's it from inside, except whatever this guy is, F6 diode, I believe. We've got the grommet with all that rubber crap that they put on there. Thank you, Nissan. That was fun figuring that out. And then got all this banded so it's nice and clean for you guys today. We've got injector wires, ground over by that O2 sensor, and then brought it all the way down here. The one thing that I did get done up here, I did depin the EGR temperature sensor out of this plug as well. This is F26, I believe, and this kind of wraps back down underneath the intake manifold and plugs into the these guys here, which are the idle air control valve sensors, actuators, ports, all that good stuff. There we go. Yeah, but stripped that other one out of there because it didn't really need to be there. But yeah, other than those guys, those will all be shortened too, I'm assuming, which is going to be kind of a bummer. Mass airflow sensor and air temperature sensor, and got a whole lot of goodies to go through now. But all in all, I mean, the thing is way lighter, it's way less of a mess. But speaking of a mess, there we go, my tools out of there. This is everything that came out of it so far, except for a lot of the electrical tape. I can't do this with one hand, can I? All right, cool. But yeah, a couple of the plugs that we removed, a lot of the wires, I kept everything in case I need to tie in. I'm going to have all colored wire, which is nice, so it'll be easier to trace back to something. But yeah, depinning, this is my first experience with it, and like I said, once I figured it out, it wasn't too bad. But trying to figure it out, I didn't know that there were those little dark gray locks that kind of, there we go. There are these locks that go on all the plugs, and you have to unlock things to be able to depin. It was kind of a weird experience for me. I was jabbing the pin tool in there and couldn't figure it out. Was a little bit worried, but then again, I'm getting rid of the plug anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But yeah, we got pretty much everything taken care of. What else do we have going on over here? Figured I'd show you guys this. This is that snout for the good supercharger. I haven't touched this in a couple days, but I did sand down a lot of that casting mark You can kind of see it's all scratched up right now because it's only done with 60 grit to start. I just dropped the spring out of it. That's fantastic. But yeah, that is going to got the spring. That is going to get a real light polish just because it's out and I can do it. This guy in here is that snout bushing, I believe it's called, or isolator or something. I think it's bushing. But I guess when you buy some of the rebuild kits on eBay, they come with a new one that's CNC'd out of something stiffer, which is always classy. What else do we got? Ooh, my box of paint and stuff. Obviously, skull and crossbones. I need to go in and I need to switch these straight fittings out. The straight fittings hit against the supercharger when it's mounted on the intake manifold, so that is no good, no bueno. And then, I guess just a bunch of random stuff. Is this like MTV Cribs today? I'm like walking you guys around my garage, like mini wheats. Gotta love them. No, I think that's pretty much it for now. Yeah, the harness needs to go into mock-up and see where things need to be shortened and how much of it needs to be shortened and where it can all get put away. And then comes the real fun part of cutting those 37 wires and then shortening them all and then soldering them all back together, shrink wrap the whole 9 yards, and then sleeving them, which won't be too much fun. I just taking a wild guess at that right now. Not going to be too much fun, but you guys will get to suffer through it with me because it's going to be real boring looking at a bunch of wires for a couple of pages while I try and sweat that out. But